And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing.
Terence Crawford been amazing with everything that he's done. So.
No, bro, I know Crawford, and he's different. And see, the only thing different here is Canelo is not a bigger guy at that weight. He's not like he's standing 6'1", 6'2" like before.
Floyd Mayweather fires back with a bold warning to Canelo Alvarez after training with Terence Crawford. He calls Canelo easy work and reminds fans he beat him while nearly 40. Floyd slams the disrespect shown to American fighters, saying people act like Canelo is unbeatable. But truth is, he's overhyped and not as dangerous as they claim.
You can take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Live only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Jeff Mayweather calls Terence Crawford a once-in-a-generation fighter, someone rare who can move up weight classes and still dominate. He says very few dare to challenge someone like Canelo Alvarez, but Crawford can and will. Jeff believes Crawford's style, discipline, and ring IQ are on another level. While Canelo has power and experience, Jeff says Crawford is simply better, both technically and mentally. In his eyes, Crawford won't just survive against Canelo, he'll school him.
All right, Jeff, looks like we got a fight coming up in the fall here between Terence Crawford and Canelo. Fight that's been talked about a long time. Initial thoughts on the potential of this fight?
Great fight, two great fighters. I think that moving up 2 weight classes is kind of tough, but if anybody can do it, I think it would be Terence Crawford. I mean, skill-wise, I think he's a better fighter than Canelo, but Canelo is also a great fighter but he owns that weight class that he's in. So I would just say that I think that Crawford has to fight almost a perfect fight to win, and take advantage of Canelo's mistakes.
Shannon Briggs gets personal, reflecting on watching Crawford grow up and now prepare for the biggest fight of his life. He says it's emotional and boldly claims Crawford won't just beat Canelo, he'll stop him. Briggs isn't just guessing. He's seen Crawford's focus firsthand and knows how far he's come. To him, this isn't just another fight, it's the final chapter in a long grind. And it's going to end with Crawford making a powerful, undeniable statement.
What did you make of all the pushing, the shoving, the build-up, the anticipation, the weight differences too?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great fight. I got Crawford by stoppage, and I've known him since he was a little kid, 12 years old. So to see him now fighting for a title in such a big fight, it's a great experience, great to see.
Last question for me then, how do you think Crawford stops him? How do you think he's able to work Canelo enough for him to stop the fight, knock him down? How do you think this is possible by Crawford style?
He gonna box him. He can fight both ways. He gonna trick him up. One thing Canelo showed is that he can be outboxed. But I think this time in the late rounds, I think Crawford gonna have something for him.
Shannon, always good to see you, my friend.
You're the best, champ. Let's go, champ.
Al Bernstein takes a sharp, analytical look and argues that Crawford jumping in weight isn't as risky as people think. He points out Canelo isn't the same beast he was 5 years ago. Age, wear and tear, and tactical changes have chipped away at his dominance. Bernstein believes today's Canelo is beatable, and if anyone can expose that decline, it's Crawford, a focused technician ready to shatter the myth of Canelo's invincibility.
Weight for Crawford to go up to. He started below 147, obviously, as a fighter, so he's going pretty far up in weight. Now, Canelo himself was a 154-pounder, so, he went all the way up to 168, but there's a little difference there. And I think that That's a big issue. Now, whether that's enough to make it impossible for Crawford to win this fight, that remains to be seen. This is a different Canelo Alvarez. It's not the same one from 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, or even 3. So there's that. And then there's all the different eccentricities of each boxer. For Crawford, he's not going to hurt Canelo. But Canelo, almost nobody hurts Canelo. He's got a rock chin. But can Crawford, who isn't always a volume puncher, make sure that if he's being the boxer puncher, he throws enough punches to win every round? Right. That's important. Right. And for Canelo, if he doesn't hurt Terence Crawford, which he might, can he sustain in those later rounds where we've seen Canelo Alvarez from time to time just fade a little bit? Crawford's a very good fighter into the later rounds. We saw him stop Porter, and we've seen him have other excellent performances. So, there's a lot of those questions swirling around. But right now, I don't know if I could pick either guy, really. I would have said Canelo Alvarez before.
Crawford's style is all about finesse, precision, and smart adaptability. Whether he goes orthodox or southpaw, his control over timing and distance is on another level. He doesn't just fight. He studies and dismantles his opponents piece by piece, exposing every flaw. And against a fighter like Canelo, who relies on raw power and sharp timing, Crawford's ability to avoid brawls and control the pace could be the ultimate weapon. He's not just talented. He's a thinking assassin in the ring.
Somebody whose style is based around being the bigger guy, being the stronger guy. But Crawford is a very cerebral, very technical boxer, and I think that's why I'd never really considered this before. But also, I didn't actually realize until I sat down properly and thought about this, just how much weight Crawford has been piling on when he gets into the ring after the weigh-in. And look, these are not numbers that are out of the ordinary, but he's obviously cutting himself down so much in camp from whatever his walking around weight is. And it must be muscle that he's taking off. And perhaps that's why he's only fighting once a year, because there will be some fat, of course there will be, but the dude is not overweight. The dude still looks pretty ripped from what I've seen when he's not in training camp. However, there's not that many photos of him with his top off when he's not actually in training camp. So it's really hard to tell what his body composition is when he's walking around at these big weights. But the fact is, his fight night weight was 169 let's just call it 170 pounds.
Jumping from 147 to 168 pounds is massive. But Crawford isn't just gaining weight. He's making a calculated move. Whether people call it a 2 or 3 division leap, one thing is clear. No one's ever tried to become undisputed in 3 separate weight classes. Crawford's chasing history, not headlines. And his transformation proves it. This isn't lazy bulking. His body looks built for war, and his conditioning is still top tier. He's not just moving up, he's stepping into greatness.
69 let's just call it 170 pounds, which is huge. Absolutely huge for a 154 pounder. Especially, it's just shocked me that he's come up from 135 and now he's still putting on that much weight. He's rehydrating that much at 154. And indeed, to bring us even closer to the modern day, the thing that was posted, and again, this is the second time we've seen this, is why I'm kind of thinking there's a bit of a theme here with Crawford posting his weight when he's not actually in full training camp. On February the 9th, 2025, he posted an Instagram story and he showed himself weighing 186 pounds on a gym scale. Now, that's so much bigger than I imagined Crawford would be. I never thought this guy would walk around at 186 pounds, which for anyone who needs the conversion is just over 84 kilograms. And now look, it's not an unthinkable weight for someone, but for someone who has fought as low as Crawford has, who is generally as lean and as in shape as Crawford is, that's a lot of weight. I've tried to find photos of Crawford from around that time, and I can't really dig anything out to show you what he was looking like at that weight. But that's pretty big. And there was a bit of a joke in the Piers Morgan interview I noticed, I clocked, where Piers asked him what he was weighing right now. He said, I weigh 155 pounds. And I just thought to myself, there's absolutely no chance. Why would he bulk up and then in the space of just over 4 months cut the best part of 31 pounds? Like, that makes no sense. So he was definitely joking about that, just like he was joking about only earning 10 million for this fight. So when he fights Canelo, he's going to be at the super middleweight limit, which is 168 pounds. So when you look at that, you sort of go, okay, that's an 18 pound weight cut, which is not bad at all. But 186 is his walking around weight. So what will his weight be that he actually cuts from to make 168?
Will Crawford shock the world and expose Canelo? Or will the hype finally meet reality? One thing's for sure, history's about to be made. Don't blink, and don't forget to subscribe for all the real boxing drama.